Mark is just peeling the potatoes and using the end of the peeler to take out any bad spots, and then he's rinsing them and he's placing them into a bowl of water. Here I'm just using a mandolin slicer on the thickest slice setting, and I'm cutting the potatoes into uniform slices. They're also going back into water so they don't discolor. I have one of my jars jinged up. You see, I want to get as many potatoes in with as little air in there as possible. Next, I'm going to take the spring water that we bring from the compound here in jugs. I'm going to put the spring water in along with a teaspoon of canning salt. Now I have this very specialized technical tool that I'm going to take and run down all around the sides, and you see the bubbles coming up? That's releasing all the air bubbles. You have to burp your jar. I'm going to go all the way around the jar doing this to get all the air out. Next, I have my Golden Harvest lids here. This is probably a ball ring. This is a question I get asked all the time. Can I use Golden Harvest lids with a ball jar and a ball ring? The answer to that question is absolutely yes. The lids are all as if they're for a regular mouth jar. Okay, so I'm going to take my Golden Harvest lid. I would not recommend this with ball. Ball has a high history of fail rates in the last couple of years. I would have told you don't use anything but ball. But ball has been a complete flop for about 3 or 4 years now. So now I'm telling you, don't waste your money on ball. Buy Golden Harvest. So I'm putting the ring on. But I'm literally only putting it on hand tight. I am not torquing this. If you torque your lids before you pressure can, you end up with buckled lid. All the jars are packed. We're getting ready to put a lid on this one and put it in. But in the meantime, Mark is over here conditioning the gasket. We're going to use my grandmother's canner. Again, this is what I use 99% of the time. So now we're going to fill the canner up to halfway, somewhere between halfway and 3/4 up the jar. Now Mark is literally just going to put a glug of vinegar in, and this will help keep down from any like hard water deposits, and it'll keep our jars clean, keep our canner clean. So as you know, we start with an open canner on high just to get the water that's down in here simmering. And then once it's simmering, we'll put the lid on with the weighted gauge off until it's boiling. So now hard. The water's at a good simmer, as you can see, and we're going to put the lid on. And in just a minute, when it's boiling hard and steam is coming hard out of this bag, then we will put the weighted gauge on. You can see the steam's coming out hard. It's time to set the weighted gauge on very carefully because that steam will burn you. We're on 15 pounds, and we're going to go for 40 minutes for our elevation. This is the point when most people get afraid and think their canner is going to explode. This is what a pressure canner gauge is designed to do. It should be making this sound and shaking the way that you see it doing. It releases an appropriate amount of pressure to maintain the 15 pounds. We're going to start the timer now, and I'm also going to reduce the heat from high on mine, so dirty, don't look at it, to about 4. The timer's expired. There's no heat under it anymore, and we're going to allow this to come to temperature, back to room temperature on its own until all the pressure is off of it. So now he's going to pull that off, and you can see there was no pressure left. Now he's going to open the canner. It's not going to blow up or anything, guys. This is really not that scary. Everything's still hot. You always open it from yourself so you don't burn yourself with the steam. You can see everything's still cooking in there. Okay, now he's just going to lift it with the jar lifter. And carefully, we're going to carry it over here and sit it on a towel on the island. The jars are going to continue to bubble. They're still hot. They're still boiling hot. This is normal. And then you'll hear them start. This one's slowing down. As they cool, you'll hear them just and seal. Then we let them sit for 24 hours. We take the rings off, mark the dates, and store them.